Yo, what's good though, chat? It's your boy, Luke, man. I got yet another Steez video for you today on the success of some of my clients, which is actually super exciting to me and near and dear to my heart. Yeah, I can't help but start to like a lot of these guys that I'm working with, and I think they're totally awesome. So I just wanted to share some successes and then also share for you what's going to be really helpful, the elements that you can take away that's been key, crucial for their journey, their success on the guitar with specifically alternate picking, legato, economy picking, respective picking styles. Okay, if you want to learn more from me, I have a free course, my philosophies on alternate picking and how you can build it for yourself. It's in the link in the description below. It's called Alternate Picking Mastery. You can check that out. Let's look at the first thing is you need to be intentional. So every day when you pick up the guitar, it's not about how many 12-ounce curls you have down the hatch. You know, it's not about how far your feet up are on the couch. It's actually about what song are you playing, what solo are you trying to get to, and how can you make small variations to incrementally creep up to crushing that solo. You know, so in Garrett's case, that's one of the references I'm making. He was working towards the Yngwie Malmsteen solo, Jet to Jet.
Okay, Garrett, you ready?
I'm ready.
You know, and so a lot of times when I recommend people practice certain things for specific solos, I actually don't tell them to practice the specific solo. No, I like to take apart the elements of that solo and then just put those things together, you know. So for instance, this particular lick, it's a sextuplet. I've heard it described by Joe Stump, killer guitar player, as the standard sextuplet, meaning it's done a lot. So you should have this one in your tool bag. Right there, I played 8-5, 7, 8, 7, 5, okay? And that's the pattern, then we apply it to the scale. So that might not be super fast right out of the gate. So instead what you do is you just do one of those suckers, you know? And if you can't do one of those suckers, then maybe you divide it into triplets rather than sextuplets. But let's say you could do a sextuplet, right? So and I recommend not only sticking to the same frets that I talked about, but rather branching out to other spots because that works more of your hand. You know, there's a reason like when you go to the gym, you don't just bench press, or that's not what's recommended. You know, it's important that you also do accessory work, you know, back and buys. You know, and then even on back and buy day, then you're getting some other exercises that are going to support the big key lifts that you're doing. Okay, so I look at the guitars the same way. You know, there's all these different angles, all these different permutations in which your fingers are going to go, and there's always going to be strength or dexterity deficiencies in all of the fingers. So by working through more of the scale on different strings as well, look at all these different angles that my hand's going in. You know, that's going to help support the strength and the dexterity and flexibility that you need to play the actual solo that you want to play. Also, there's a little bit of a head trip that happens, you know, so I think it's important to try multiple approaches, you know, rather than just sticking with the same solo and banging your head against the wall when it's not working. Okay, the second thing that was going to be really helpful for my clients is to have proper feedback, you know, so wink, wink. Yeah, obviously I coach the guitar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Obviously, I am always acquiring new clients, but it's not important that so much that you work with me as it is that you work with someone. You need someone who knows what a 16th note is, you know. I can't tell you how many of the clients that I work with, even experienced guys, whether they have a background in playing the drums, playing the clarinet. You know, I don't actually have anyone who's ever played the clarinet as a background, but you know, like other instruments, they're like straight up musicians, right? And I give them these exercises, and so many straight up musicians still have no idea what a subdivision is. You know, you might be watching this thinking like, oh, what's a subdivision? Let me Google that right quick so I don't feel stupid. And you know, that's okay. Like, you're not alone. So many people have no idea what a subdivision is. And then when it comes to playing it, whether they're in front or behind the click is also a mystery, you know, because you're focusing so hard on your left hand, so hard on your right hand. How could you also think about the timing? And so what's really helpful is when I tell my clients, hey, think about the click at the forefront of your mind. That's your main focus, and the technique will follow. You don't want to be having your main focus be the technique and then the click falls behind, or that click that keeps speeding up and slowing down, right? No, that's bogus. That doesn't actually happen, but that's sometimes what people feel tempted to say because they're not focusing on it. They're thinking about their technique. So focus on the click, get proper feedback. That's super key, super important. And then lastly, stay consistent. Like Garrett, for instance, I've been working with for over 2 years, So maybe like 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years. And it's taken him a fair amount of time, to get a good foothold. He's got some Jeff Loomis solos to start, and those were working really good. And then he did end up working on the Trilogy Suite, Yngwie Malmsteen, early on to kind of get some of those sweep picking style picking licks. I think it's important for all guitar players to understand that down, down, up technique. So I think that's why we ended up talking about that particular one, but also just the sheer alternate picking. Is super helpful too, So yeah, it was a progression for him to get to where he is now, and yeah, his picking's like no joke. So that's really cool. I got other clients too, like another guy, Jared's been working for a long time. Played those crazy sextuplet lines. Sorry, 16th note lines with 3-note per string scales. I can't tell you how many times I've watched him play that particular line, and we just keep working on it. So he's been consistent with that for a really long time, but yeah, he keeps getting better and better. So moral of the story, just having that consistency, it's super solid. So yeah, to summarize again, what do you need? You need be intentional. Have something with your solo that you want to work into. You have to get proper feedback and stay consistent. Also, by the way, if you want to learn more from me, I have a free course, my philosophies on alternate picking and how you can build it for yourself. It's in the link in the description below. It's called Alternate Picking Mastery. You can check that out. Yeah, if you're interested in working with me more personally, I'm sure you can get a hold of me for that too. All right, talk to you soon. Peace.